Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cook and Code with Dr. Sharon. Today, we are going to explore the concept of loops. And a loop in computer science is where we take a piece of code and we repeat it so that it executes X amount of times or until we want the event to be complete. There are two types of loops in computer science. The first one is called a for loop. F-O-R. And in a for loop, what you do is you repeat an action for so many times. So it maybe you want to repeat for 3 times or 4 times, and then your loop is complete. The second type of loop in computer science is a do loop, D-O. When you're using a do loop, you do use that until a condition becomes false. So for instance, today we're going to explore loops by making smoothies. And smoothies are a great breakfast or snack, but when you create a smoothie, use something called a blender, which you probably have heard of before. And the blender has a blade in it, and we use the mechanism of the on and off and a button to make it move and create a looping motion, right? We keep this on until we are ready for our smoothie to be a certain consistency. When we have the consistency that we want, we turn the machine on. That is an example of a do loop. It's moving until we turn the machine off. So today, I am very excited. We have a special guest with us again. My son, Dylan, is joining us to help make a delicious smoothie that you can make at home as well. And we will talk more about loops. Dylan, you want to join me, buddy?
Hello.
All right. So Dylan really likes smoothies. And so we were having a conversation around creating a smoothie for breakfast or for a snack, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he likes strawberries and bananas, and you could choose whatever fruit you want. But today we are going to be using frozen fruits. We've had a conversation about frozen fruits are as good as a fresh fruit.
Yeah.
So with a frozen fruit, the science behind it is that when you freeze your fruit, it actually slows down the process of the enzymes processing that food. So when you have a fresh fruit, like if you look at this, these bananas have been sitting out for a while. And because they're sitting out and not in the frozen capacity, the enzymes are moving and they are actually causing rot. What I did was I did pull out a few of those and I frozen, and you can see those bananas are still in good shape because the freezing mechanism slows those enzymes, holds in all of those ingredients, and makes them delicious. So, Dylan, today we are going to use 4 main ingredients for our smoothies. We have
frozen bananas, frozen whole strawberries, Oreo's yogurt, but you can use whatever yogurt you'd like, and half a cup of water.
All right. Now, remember, we've talked about variables before, and remember that if you can change out the fruits, you can change out mechanism of the yogurt. He likes the strawberry Greek yogurt, but you could use a regular yogurt. And then if you wanted to use milk or something instead of water, you could.
Milk or water is completely fine. We're using water probably just to get like most of the flavor of both fruits, but you can also use milk if you'd like.
All right. So what are you going to put in first, buddy?
Usually you want to put in the fruits first. So let's start off with the strawberries. We want to get maybe just do however many strawberries you like. We're probably going to put in about 6.
Perfect. And those are big. Some of
These
them
are pretty
fall,
big.
like in half. So those are good. Yeah, you're right. I like that. All right.
And then you're going to add in your bananas. I tend to not add as many bananas because they kind of like sometimes get most of the taste.
Bananas have a strong flavor.
Yeah,
to them,
it has a strong flavor. So we're going to put in maybe about 3 of these frozen treats.
All right. And now you're going to add your yogurt, correct?
Yep.
All right. So he's using 1 yogurt.
One of these, like, this is probably about a cup, you'd say.
Mm-hmm.
You just dump it all in. Try to get most of it in there. Some of it kind of sticks to the sides of whatever, like, measurement thing you're using. Or you could just eyeball it.
Perfect. And then we're going to add a little bit of water. Do you want the whole half a cup or do you want?
Yeah, I should probably use the whole half cup.
All right.
Usually just makes it more liquidy and you don't want this, like, thick substance. So the water makes it more liquidy.
All right, so now we've got all of our ingredients into our blender. We are going to, there's some buttons here on the front, if you can see, that we're going to utilize. And what we're going to do now is actually what we call a do loop. We're going to turn this on. The blades in it are going to start spinning in a looping position. Mm-hmm. And as it gets to the consistency that Dylan wants, then he will hit stop, which means our loop will be complete. So we're going to do until we get to the right consistency. All right, Mr. Dylan.
I think we
got to turn it on.
We forgot to turn it on.
Turning on is a great thing. All right. So we're using a do loop again. Okay.
Oh, ingredient we forgot?
What?
Ice.
Oh, Ice.
All
Right. Okay, we're ready now?
I think we're good. We almost forgot the ice, people. The ice kind of makes it a little bit more thick. You add the water to make it more liquidy, and then the ice is there to kind of make it a little bit more thick. And now we're gonna start. And just know the longer you hold it, the more liquidy it becomes. It also takes a sec. Still see some chunks in there. Might need another second or so. Good.
So now his loop is complete and he is ready to serve his smoothie.
You can just pour it into a cup and see it's kind of thick. Like, you could put it in there for longer to make it less thick. That's pretty good.
So thanks for joining us today on making loopy smoothies. And remember, a for loop and a do loop are our computer science terms. And you can use any particular fruit that you like. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.